I take it back. I'm not impressed anymore.
Well, to be honest, I do love what the show was starting to do with Gelato in this week's episode, but like my main issue is that she's about to bite the dust in next week's episode. Like, the show was doing kind of what I wanted it to do with Jeep, but just with Gelato, with her starting to lose her mind after losing her family members, if it's by them quote unquote dying, or actually dying like Shita was, or just to the Jaldax, with pretty much the final straw being her learning that Jeep's Gavv was modified, with Jeep never really talking to her about it, and when she pretty much started to shake down Neil for some information, he dropped his iPad, where she got to discover that Dente is still alive. And like, this idea of Glato slowly and slowly started to distrust her family. The thing that the show, specifically this episode, really wanted us to hammer it home that she's very connected to her family, is her brother lied to her again, is kind of like, it does hurt, but like in the best way possible. But it just kind of feels weirdly off that the show is really trying to tell this story now from all the time. And you know what, when she pretty much dropped by Denten, she tried to really convince him to get back to the company, and he pretty much told her like, hey, I'm fine where I am. To be honest, like, it would be better for you to come and join me. Like, you don't really have a lot of siblings anymore that would be on your side, but you still have one that would totally be on it, and that's Shoma. And having him try to explain it to her, but she doesn't get it, and like, that's a soft spot for her, and you can clearly see she's like kind of fighting with herself, fighting with her emotion about how she really wants to feel, and having her instinct reaction to kill him shows how much she's the most unstable member of the family that does need that support. And I wish it was kind of being handled better, because to be honest, like, the death of Dente was a beat for a long time. Literally, the episode almost started with that beat. But like, he's actually dead. And you know what? How much I can say that it was kind of rushed, it was still semi well done. I just believe that it slightly felt artificial, because like, I didn't expect like Dente to now died. Like, I expected him to die, but I expected him to die around like over in Master Mode's debut, and it's like, oh, that would make sense. It's a big emotional moment for Shoma, but they're really connecting it way more to Lakia than Shoma. But if you think about it, it does kind of make sense. Not only with the giant gash that was left on Dente's body, which was the same one, or at least similar one, to Komel, where finally we got the full-on admission that Glota was the killer. How much, again, feels artificial, feels like the show didn't really know what to do with Komel's killer, and they pretty much said, okay, let's just make it Glotto. And making it Glotto is fine. I don't hate it, to be honest. Not fully. I don't fully hate this idea. How much, to be honest, her killing Komel in like the broad daylight and no one talked about it is kind of crazy, to be honest. But I am quite surprised that they made Dente's death way more about Lakia and not Shoma. but having them to interact slightly more on screen probably makes more sense, with him pretty much fully forgiving Dente and kind of feeling sorry that he first of all didn't notice Dente wasn't doing so good, and actually comparing it to Komel, like saying pretty much, hey man, I kind of wished I would have seen it like sooner when he was talking to Chasika. Like that would have been like great. Just like the main issue is that it turns both Lakia and Glato's story, how much it is good. It kind of feels like the show saw those two characters not really having a lot to do, so they pretty much like gave them something artificial to do. I don't know, like you say, oh, but it makes so much sense, the big gash, but it's like, for fuck's sake, like we barely got to see like Glotto use her scythe that much, and also it's like it doesn't really feel like Glotto would have done a lot of like the heavy lifting, specifically around the time when Komel was around. I just kind of like wish that maybe it would have slightly been more like hinted at, and have like Glotto's entire kind of like wanting some familial connection and looking for that family kind of happenstance to be like the entire like family, the entire familial theming of Glotto and wanting to have that family connection all the time to be slightly more apparent. I don't know. While like Hanto's still looking now for Shoma's family is great. While getting to meet the candy cafe owner was cool. How much that man is right now or Granute, or he's wearing the thickest pair of pants/belt combo. This is fucking insane. Like overall, this was a like fine enough episode. Like I actually kind of enjoyed it. Having like the one thing that I really enjoyed about this show's kind of theming about family and how much family matters, but also like the forgiveness theming specifically with Lakia and kind of the second chance was like genuinely great. I kind of wish that maybe the show would have focused on both of them slightly more and actually drop more hints about them two being kind of maybe interconnected with their stories, and not just like, out of the box, that's it. I'm not sure. Jeep's still there, don't really care. So, what you thought about Kamen Gavv episode number 39? Comment below, let me know. Thank you very much for watching the video. I'm kind of sorry for the kind of slightly late upload. It's not anything special, but I was done pretty much working on a brand new type of video, a brand new type of video series that is going to drop this weekend. So more details are going to get dropped in the next couple of days. So, what you thought about Kamen Gavv episode 39? Comment below, let me know. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, please smash that like button. If you haven't helped your subscribe button achieve its true goal of becoming a subscribed button, please do. Don't forget, you're the only one that can prevent forest fires. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.